Turning our attention now to the ASX, here's Matt Birney and Bulls and Bears with the latest public company views and interviews.
Welcome to Bulls and Bears, brought to you today by copper gold developer Hot Chili, ASX code HCH. I'm Matt Birney and I'm joined now by the Managing Director of Hot Chili, Christian Easterday. Hi, Christian.
Hi, Matt.
Okay, so Hot Chili is developing its Costa Fuego porphyry copper gold project in Chile, where it likely now has the largest endowment of unmined copper and gold of any company on the ASX outside of BHP. In April this year, Hot Chili picked up some ground about 30 kilometres to the south of Costa Fuego, but at the time did not manage to get the central piece of that ground that contains an old historic copper gold open pit, a piece of the puzzle that fell into place this week. Okay, Christian, we'll get to that in a moment, but firstly, how big's the resource at Costa Fuego now?
Very substantial. A top 10 undeveloped copper resource, about 1 billion tonnes at around 0.45% copper equivalent for about 3.4 million tonnes of contained copper and 3 million ounces of gold.
Okay, so you've just locked away a deal to potentially buy some ground to the south of Costa Fuego that looks a little strategic, the project known as Easterday. What are the specific geological indicators that led you to that ground?
Well, let's start with a 800 metre long open pit that was privately mined and never drilled under. That's a great place to start, but substantial exploration in the ground has confirmed a very large footprint of about 1.4 kilometres by 1.2 kilometres that has been consolidated by Hot Chili for the first time ever.
Now, surrounding Easterday is a larger piece of ground that you also picked up, I think, back in April, known as Demaco. What are the indicators of mineralisation on Demaco?
Multiple historic high-grade mines in the area. This is a big push by the company to put the last elements of consolidation into our project and take our resource base from 1 billion tonnes towards 2 billion tonnes.
Okay, what's the strategy here? You obviously already have a massive resource at Costa Fuego. How does the new ground play into the grand plan there?
Continuing on the theme of low elevation consolidation, we have a very low capital intensity project that's at 1 billion tonnes, and ultimately this is about taking our mine life growth towards 30 years on what is one of the most near-term meaningful copper projects in the pipeline. One of only 5 projects outside of the majors capable of producing 100,000 tonnes of fine copper production annually.
Now, I see you're developing a separate water business in Chile. A bit curious. What are the key assets, just quickly, that Hot Chili has to enable it to get into the water business?
Look, 12 years to be able to secure our own maritime concession to take water from the ocean. That's important in Chile. You aren't able to take water out of the ground to develop mines. We have the only licence in the entire Huasco region, and we'll be looking to utilise that to effectively fund our copper project by looking to bring in a major partner.
Christian Easterday from Hot Chili, thanks for joining me on Bulls and Bears. And remember, we're only here to give you information, not advice, which you should, of course, seek independently. I'm Matt Birney, and this is Bulls and Bears.
For more public company interviews, go to the Money page on the 6PR, 2GB, 3AW and 4BC websites and click the Public Companies tab.